The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. President Bongbong Marcos's approval and trust ratings have significantly dropped. Based on the latest Ulat ng Bayan survey of Pulse Asia, Marcos Jr.'s approval rating has dipped to 65% in September from 80% in June. His trust rating has also slipped to 71% from the previous 85%. Aside from Marcos, Vice President Sara Duterte's approval and trust ratings took a dive as well to 73% and 75%. The survey was conducted from September 10 to 14 through in-person interviews with 1,200 adults.
Yung kay PBBM sa kalahatan simula sa NCR, Balance of Luzon, Visayas and Mindanao, all significant decline, pati ako socioeconomic classes. Yung Vice Presidente, hindi masyadong bumababa. Ang pinapanagot ay yung Presidente. Kung merong mga kaganapan katulad nitong kagipitan sa ekonomiya, dala ng mataas na presyo mga bilihin, ito yung nakaka-impluensya sa opinyon ng publiko.
An economist was surprised by Vice President Sarah Duterte's confidential funds when she was still Davao City Mayor. Now, one lawmaker wants the Commission on Audit to take a look at Duterte's spending even before she took on a national post. Reynel Pawid with the details.
This post by former Finance Undersecretary and economist Dr. Shelo Magno is trending on social media. The graph chart showed confidential expenses of Davao City from 2017 to 2022, derived from a Commission on Audit report. In 2017, Sara Duterte was mayor, and under her watch, Davao's confidential expenses supposedly reached 293 million pesos. In 2018, it ballooned to 420 million pesos. And from 2019 to 2022, it has reached 460 million pesos per year. The COA report does not state the source of fund.
So kung ikukumpara mo yung data, kung magkano ang inallocate ng local government ng Davao for education, mas malaki pa yung napupunta sa confidential fund. So ako, kung pangkaraniwang mamamayan at ganito yung gastusin o behavior ng pamahalaan ko, ng local government ko, maa-alarm ako, no?
If the graph is accurate, it is undeniable that confidential funds got the lion's share of Davao City's budget. It seemed it was more of a priority than the local health department's needs, even during the height of the pandemic. In 2020, the city's budget for the health sector is only 400 million pesos, over 60 million less than the confidential funds.
2020, at the peak of the pandemic, mas malaki pa yung confidential fund kaysa sa ginastos ng Davao City for health. Na tumaas lang to noong 2021 and 2022, which I guess nag-adjust na sila in terms of pandemic spending.
ACT Teachers Representative Franz Castro urges COA to investigate the city's humongous fund.
Kinukwenta-kwenta ko nga ng mga 1.2 million a day yung ini-spend for confidential expenses. So tingin ko ay masyadong malaki ito para sa isang confidential expenses.
For Castro, VP Sara seems to have a penchant for confidential funds, long before she became the second most powerful leader in the land.
Pagkaka-discover namin ng ganito kalaking confidential fund sa Davao City, no wonder bakit siya nangihingi ng ganun kalaki din na 500 million na confidential fund ng OVP. Kasi tingin natin parang nasanay na siya, no, na meron siyang ganitong confidential fund.
Meanwhile, Vice President Sara Duterte's camp has yet to release statement on the issue. For Interior Secretary Benhur Abalos, LGUs having confidential funds are not an issue, as long as the allocation is not abused. Abalos stressed that the law authorizes the use of extra funds for peace and order and public safety plans. In September, Senator Chis Escudero clarified that there should be standards on how, when, and where confidential funds should be used.
There are specific rules as to where this can be spent, how this can be spent, and to disabuse the mind of people that this is like a secret fund. It is not.
Under Joint Memorandum Circular 2015-01, confidential funds cannot be used for government workers' salaries, overtime pay, even a source to settle compensation, benefits, and allowances, representation or entertainment expenses, consultancy fee, and construction of building or housing projects. For News 5, Reynel Pawid, we are One News.
More stories coming your way after a quick break. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. The Commission on Elections paid a visit to Sitio Capihan in Surigao del Norte in preparation for the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections. The inspection is on the heels of the investigation into alleged abuses by Socorro Bayanihan Services Incorporated, a group based in the area. Initially, the poll body wants Sitio Capihan to be placed under COMELEC control. Local election officials have raised concerns that the area is too isolated to allow free campaigning and voting.
The residents of Capihan are voters of Barangay Siring. And in Barangay Siring, there are candidates. So as far as COMELEC is concerned, kailangan nating ma-check kung yung mga kandidato natin is pwede bang mga kampanya doon.
The COMELEC has also reassigned Sitio Capihan's voting precinct to the Atuyay National High School in Barangay Siring. Security in the area will remain tight until the end of the month.
I believe siguro until election na po siguro ito, and when need arises po na talagang kailangan pa rin magstay even beyond election period.
Here's a quick look at today's other top stories. The Justice Department confirmed the chance encounter of former Negros Oriental Representative Arnie Teves and former Senator Manny Pacquiao. The meeting was in Timor-Leste. According to Pacquiao, it was President Jose Ramos Horta and Prime Minister Kairala Sanana Gusmao who invited him to the country for its Independence Day celebration. Meantime, the DOJ reiterated that it is exhausting all means to bring back Teves into the country. Teves is facing charges for a string of murders, including that of former Negros Oriental Governor Roel Degamo. The Presidential Communications Office has denied rumors that President Bongbong Marcos is appointing a permanent agriculture secretary. Reports claim that fishing tycoon Francisco Tiu Laurel Jr. is the top choice for DA chief. This position has been held by Marcos Jr. since assuming office last year. A 40-year-old man claiming to be responsible for throwing a Molotov cocktail at the NAIA Terminal 3 has surrendered to authorities. Despite the confession, doubts have been raised about the credibility of the man's claim. Authorities have refused to divulge the suspect's identity. He has since been transferred to the Pasay City Police Station for profiling. Recall that a weak blast rocked NAIA 3's open parking last week, which caused minor damage to some vehicles. It was a busy weekend for our athletes competing in the 19th Asian Games. Here's a quick roundup of matches that engaged Pinoy bets. After several days of competing in the Asian Games in Hangzhou, China, the Philippines finally secured its first gold in the quadrennial meet. That's after Filipino Olympic pole vaulter EJ Obiena emerged victorious in the competition this weekend. Obiena set a new Asian record with a 5.90-meter jump on his way to the gold medal. The 27-year-old pole vaulter had previously reset the record to 5.75 meters, but with the gold already secured, Obiena pushed himself even further on his subsequent attempts. Obiena, who is ranked second in the world, was expected to win gold at the Asian Games but admitted pressure going into the tournament.
Bit of relief. Going in, I felt a little bit of pressure, and I think for the first time in my career, I felt like a villain. Stepping in this stadium like a villain, but at the same time, I'm a Filipino. We're here to win. Country needs.
Over in boxing, Olympian Yumir Marshall has made it to the semifinals after knocking out his Thai opponent Wirapon Jongjoho in the 80-kilogram class. Marshall's strong right hook connected with his opponent's jaw in the second round, securing the victory. Because of this, Marshall is assured of the bronze medal in the Asian Games. His next opponent will be Ahmad Gosun from Syria.
Sinakripisyo ko lahat dito para dito sa Asian Games. Yung laban ko sa professional, pinospon para lumaban ako dito, and then matatalo ako dito sa quarterfinals. Sabi ko hindi pwede. Akala ko hindi pa hinto eh. Sabi ko sige, kung hindi man hinto, tatapusin ko. Pero nakita ko yung referee, nagsenyas na wala na. Sobrang tuwa ko.
Meanwhile, cyclist Patrick Koo will be bringing home the bronze medal for the BMX event. Koo managed to place despite crashing in his first part of the race. He was joined on the podium by contenders from Thailand and Japan. This marks the third consecutive Asian Games where the country has won a medal in BMX. Over in women's football, the Filipinas ended their historic Asian Games campaign with an 8-1 defeat to powerhouse Japan. The lone goal for the Philippines came in the 67th minute after Serena Bolden nodded in a goal off a corner kick by Sara Egishvik. Despite the huge defeat to end their Asian Games stint, the Filipinas still made it all the way to the quarterfinals in their Asian debut. As for women's basketball, world number 9 Japan showed off their might as they dominated Gilas women in their final game of the preliminary round, 96-59. Despite the loss, the Gilas women still advanced to the quarterfinals, but they will be facing another powerhouse team, Korea, in the quarters later tonight. Following the games this week, the Philippines now has a total of 9 medals. The country has secured 1 gold and 1 silver along with 7 bronzes at this point, placing them 19th in the tally. Host country China continues to lead with 244 medals, including 133 golds. They are followed by South Korea, Japan, India, and Uzbekistan. As in any international games, the national anthem of the nation that wins gold is played. Ours resounded at the Asian Games for the first time this weekend, courtesy of pole vaulter EJ Obiena. Let's relive and celebrate that moment. One News Now will be back at 6 p.m. with the day's latest stories. See you then. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News.